Hey Einstein. Yes, you, superior intellectual. The one who thinks your quotient of intelligence renders God's word ineffectual. It's just an antiquated book of laws, rites, and rituals. Nobody has time for that with today's busy schedule. But ladder climber, you better slow down before that blind ambition flings you to the ground. Because when you're standing there on the very top rung, who's going to be there to take you higher if not the one? The one who says his face shows in all of creation. But see, you don't believe in God. He's just a figment of my imagination. Okay. Well, since you're in fact a biblical scholar, put on that thinking cap and let's test your knowledge. Did you know that of all the things his brain could hold, Einstein said God's love was the greatest thing that he'd ever known, and that science supported God's existence because it was experienced through the senses which God created. So one needs better evidence before rebuking Einstein's claim that religion without science is blind, but science without religion is lame. Now wait a minute. Don't be closed-minded just because you don't like this truth, because once upon a time, I was just like you. In fact, I bet we attended the very same school. The In Denial Institute of God is dead. And you can't change my mind with a word that said so. Just stop trying. Because see, I take pride in denying the existence of a God who doesn't seem to hear me when I'm crying, because what I really want to know is, where was God when I was raped? And what was he doing when my dad's backhand became best friends with my face? And where was he when my marriage fell apart and I could barely stand up for all the pain in my heart? And what kind of God lets my child die when some drunk driver crosses two solid lines? See, I can't tell you there's an easy answer for that. I know you've been hurt, and you want God to take it all back. But what I can tell you is that of all the pain that we have endured, it is nothing compared to what we ultimately deserve. And now this isn't coming from the tongue of the self-righteous. This is straight from the sinner who is chief among us, because I know what I've done. And I see what humans create. It's this never-ending cycle of greed and hate, which is why we're in such desperate need of a God who saves. But we blaspheme the holy name of the only one who overcame the grave. And I know you still have plenty of questions, and no spoonful of sugar is going to ease this medicine. Like, what about indigenous tribes who've never heard of Jesus and don't have a clue? Romans 1:20 says that God's divine nature and eternal power have been made known in all that is created, so that no one has excuse. So don't try to excuse your rejection of God by pretending for third-world souls you have an affection, because when is the last time you did anything other than change the channel when one of those starving children commercials started to tug at your heart's love handles? Well, wait a minute, what about gays and straights? I love everybody, and the Bible is just too full of hate. Hate? Is that what you call it? Well, I guess that's true. Because see, God hates when anything hurts you. That's why he gave us rules. Because in the beginning he gave us perfection. But like fruit we spoiled and brought forth hardship and toil, and now we are blinded by what we call society's morals. But see, those morals are on a sliding scale. You just get in where you fit in and don't let anybody tell you you're wrong because you write your own truth. See, that's the real theory of relativity, where what you believe is related to only what you can see. But now wait a minute, back to that tree. Why did God put it there if Adam and Eve weren't supposed to eat? Well, some things are for God to know because he's a parent. You ever been one of those? Sometimes you tell your kids no just because you said so. And they whine and pout because they don't know what you know and never will, unless they have children of their own. And see, that's how it is with God. We're never going to get it all right until we step into the splendor of his blameless light, and he spoon-feeds us wisdom from his nail-scarred hands, and that is good enough. Because we weren't called to be God. We were just called to know his love. So superior intellectual, that spiritual smartphone is ringing. Check the caller ID and choose to start believing, because this isn't just about Judgment Day and what if you got it wrong. This is about the unconditional love and healing and mercy we need this whole life long.